So this video is basically our final project for Civics and Community Engagement program in which we documented our experience with a non-profit organization. So I hope you enjoy it. When you hear community service, what do you picture? Yeah, we picture something different too.
So, finding an NGO or an organization sounds simple, but it wasn't. When we visited a few organizations, they felt more like a job interview rather than finding an organization. Long sitting sessions and a lot of questions. But then we found Al-Khidmat, agreed on an 8 week plan and then divided eight activities among the group. But just 2 days before the first week activity, the plan changed.
Week 1, 6 hours, 12,000 brochures.
It was repetitive, but honestly, it was annoying. But around when we reached around brochure number 400, I stopped thinking this way. This is going to someone's zakat is going to land in the right person's hand because of this. This reframe made all the difference.
Week 3, Iftar Drive, Blue Area, Islamabad.
I went in thinking it was going to be a warm, grateful moment, and some of it was. But then people started to grab multiple boxes, or when others hadn't gotten any yet. That was a bit uncomfortable. But then a kid, maybe 8 or 9, got a box. The way his face lit up, that was the whole point, right there.
Not every week looked like what you put in a highlight reel. We had online sessions, informative, but not exactly what you'd picture when someone says community service. We conducted an online session about consumerism since we were 2 hours short, and then plantation, 2 plants each in our hometowns. Sounds fairly simple, but in reality it wasn't. I never knew you had to think about which direction a plant faces.
Week 7, we did 2 activities in a single afternoon in Nawaz Town, Islamabad. The next was the Child Protection Center. We had around 36 children aged from 3 to 10. The first activity that we did was a coloring activity which was planned for 1 hour. But the kids took around 80 minutes to complete that activity. You just couldn't stop them. Then we played cricket. We divided them into 2 teams and majorly supported both of them and let them play as freely as they wanted. I think I assumed that the children needed us to bring them energy. However, it was totally different. We just got to be a part of that energy. When we left CPC, we noticed that the streets were littered, so we bought gloves, masks, and trash bags and stayed. That was the hardest part of the entire 8 weeks. Wet waste, insects, and the smell, and we were just wearing gloves and masks. At some point, I just thought sanitation workers do this every single day, and we walked past them without a second thought.
हाँ वीडियो बना रहे हैं चलो सारे हाय कर दो हेलो
16 hours, 5 students who just showed up and learned things no session could have taught them.
1200 brochures. I have never looked at a pamphlet the same way since.
The kid with the iftar box, still thinking about that.
My plants are still growing, by the way.
Those kids didn't need us, but I'm so glad that we went. I think about sanitation workers differently now. Roots to rise, because growth doesn't look like anything until it does.